So I'm calling this meeting to order. It is 4:33, and today's date is September 9th, 2025. Ms. Anna, would you please establish quorum? Present.
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 Mayor, we've established quorum, we're still waiting on Mayor Pro Tem Ruben Blanc.
Yes. My understanding is that he's at the corner. Just, we don't know which corner. So, okay. Next item is our invocation, and today we're honored with the presence of Pastor E.J. Ruiz, and he is from El Mesias United Methodist Church here in Mission. Yes, please. So please stand.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to invite you to pray with me. Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening as a council, a team, and your servants seeking to lead our community and city in faith. We gather not only to make decisions, but to serve, to bring our gifts, our voices, and our hearts for the good of this beautiful city of Mission. Lord, we thank you for the wisdom and guidance you have already given us. We ask that your Spirit be present in every word that we speak, in every choice that we make. Bless the families, children, and all who call this city home, especially those who are in need, struggling, or without hope. May our leadership be guided by compassion, justice, and humility, so that we reflect the love of Christ in all we do. Unite us in purpose, strengthen us in service, and remind us always that leadership is not about power, but about love for our neighbor. We pray all of this in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. 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 Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the next item is a disclosure of conflicts of interest. Ms. Anna?
Yes, Mayor, we just have the one by Mayor Pro Tem Plata that he has on file regarding executive session item number 5, in reference to Cimarron.
Okay, thank you. And we'll go on into presentations, and the first one is a proclamation, the 70th anniversary of Constitution Week.
Yes, Mayor, I'm honored. We have Ms. Mara Lee Moats here with us. She is the corresponding secretary of the Rio Grande chapter of the National Society, Daughters of the American Revolution. Would you like to? And the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas September 17, 2025 marks the 238th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention. Whereas it is the privilege and duty of the American people to commemorate the 237th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America with appropriate ceremonies and activities. Whereas it is in this year, 2025, we recognize the 70th anniversary of Constitution Week. Whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, the guardian of our liberties, embodies the principles of limited government in a republic dedicated to rule by law. Whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, we, the City Council of the City of Mission, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th to 23rd as Constitution Week, proclaimed on this, the 9th day of September, 2025.
Okay.
I move to approve that resolution as presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the proclamation as presented and read. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor Garza, council members, thank you so much. My name is Mara Lee Moats, and I am the corresponding secretary and first vice regent for the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. With me today is Sharon Derrigal. She is our librarian, and we are both members of the Rio Grande chapter, which is located here in McAllen, Texas. We are a serving organization, and it was, in fact, our past President General, Gertrude Caraway, who went to the president and asked for a proclamation to remember Constitution Week every year. And ever since 1956, when President Eisenhower signed the proclamation that it will be recognized nationwide, we are here to celebrate and to help our communities as well as our educational entities celebrate Constitution Week. We thank you for this proclamation, and we're excited to celebrate the 70th anniversary this year.
Thank you so much for being here and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Y'all
you.
have a wonderful meeting.
And could you come up for a picture?
We
as I
would love
present you
to.
the proclamation.
Where would you like us to stand?
I'm going to stand in the good. I think that's what
Let's just get a little bit tighter on this side. Mr. Terrazas and Garcia. Thank you. Big smile. Thank you. Thank you so much. 17th is up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I don't think your mic's on, is it? Oh, you know why? Because I'm not on it. Okay. All right. We are honored to have La Jolla ISD here, and they will be making a presentation for us today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I have a short video first.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Something great is happening at Ohio ISD. I'm able to get it with our family, teachers, and community. We spent the last year dreaming big about what our school and our future could look like. With gratitude and excitement, I'm proud to share La Jolla ISD's new 5-year strategic plan, our roadmap for the next chapter in our 100-year history. This plan is more than a document. It's a promise. It was built with you and for you. Over the past year, more than 5,500 students, families, staff, and community members shared their voices through town halls, focus groups, advisory councils, surveys, and community events. You told us what matters most to you. You want strong teachers, excellent leaders, safe, welcoming schools, more opportunities to explore careers and real-world skills, families who feel connected every step of the way. This plan reflects your hopes, your ideas, and your priorities for our district. And now, we're ready to bring it to life together. Our goal is clear. By 2029, more students will attend A&B campuses across the district. We'll get there by focusing on 5 core priorities: excellence in leadership, strong principals, and strong leaders at every school, empowered graduates, rigorous academics, and real-world opportunities, thriving students, safe, supportive, and joyful learning environments for all students, community trust,
unity and partnership, strong connections with our families and with our community, operational excellence and financial stability, every dollar and every system aligned to student success.
This means more opportunities and more ways to succeed.
It feels good to know that there's so much ahead for us.
The Hoya ISD is moving forward, and we're ready.
Very nice. Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And so, good afternoon, Mayor Garza. Thank you so much for having us. City Council, distinguished guest, thank you so much for having myself and Lowell Hoya ISD standing before you today. I'm really humbled to be here and grateful for this opportunity. And so, on behalf of La Jolla ISD, I'm honored to join you to share our district's new strategic plan, Achieving Excellence Together 2030. This plan was built with the voices of our community, including parents, students, staff, and leaders just like you. It represents our shared vision for the future. I've now been here for 19 months, and it's time to launch a 5-year strategic plan. Our board just renewed my contract, which demonstrates a commitment for 5 more years to our community and to the strategic plan that our community voiced together, their hopes, their dreams, and their vision for our district. We just celebrated our 100-year anniversary as a community. We commemorated our centennial last year. And so we're looking forward to the next 5 years being really strong, fiscally sound, academically improving every single day, and building post-secondary opportunities to make sure that our students are ready for the future. And so I'd like to share this with you and with the community. As you know, the City of Mission houses some of our schools, and so it's important that as district partners, we share this plan with you and allow an opportunity for questions and an opportunity for partnership as we engage in this process together. So if you will allow me the opportunity to present the plan, I would be really grateful. Thank you. So our 5-year plan is Achieving Excellence Together 2030. And we're really proud to say that this plan is really important now. So as I said before, I've been here for about 19 months. And so some people say, why now? Why after 19 months are you just launching a strategic plan? And so I'll give you just a brief history into my entry. I arrived in February of 2024, which allowed me an opportunity to really get to know what the immediate needs were of the district. So I took about the first 4 months. Then you have to launch into budget season, as everybody knows, and wrap a budget up and get the next year started. But I knew that I didn't know enough yet in 4 months to design a longer-term plan. And so in my first year, we had district priorities that just met the immediate needs of the district, which were to balance a budget, improve customer service, listen and learn more about what the academic needs were and what the immediate needs were of our students and families and employees. And so that was what took place during the first year so that we could build a longer-term strategic plan. And so during that first year, that's what we did. We listened, we learned, and we built a plan with over 5,600 voices of our community. And so we're ready to launch a longer-term strategic plan that was really built with the voices of our community, most importantly with our students at the center. And so this plan really centers on our North Star goal, which is that by 2030, we will have 90% of our students sitting in A and B campuses. That is what wakes us up every day, that is what drives us every day, and that is our promise to our parents, that is our promise to the community. That is what we wake up every day striving towards. That is our North Star goal. Every student, every classroom, every day. And so again, as I said, this was built with over 5,600 voices. And as you can see, we engaged in town halls, we engaged in educator advisories, student advisories, parent advisories, principal advisories. We had a community design day. We launched surveys, and so we heard voices in every way possible. We heard voices from all sides of our district, even places and spaces where folks told me, "You're never going to get them to come out." And we did. I'm really proud to say that our Community Design Day, which was held at What is Lincoln, we had over 350 community and family members come out and share with us and actually build our portrait of a graduate with us shoulder to shoulder. And so here's what we heard, and I won't read the slide to you, but in essence, our parents and families want strong leaders, strong teachers, and they want campuses where their children can thrive. They want really strong academic outcomes for our students. But what they also said is we want real world learning experiences. We want to move away from just test preparation. We want places and spaces where our kids are engaged with rigorous learning that prepares them for post-secondary. We want to make sure that when they graduate college, career, and life ready. And so that means we need to move beyond just preparing for a test, but we need to prepare for careers that earn beyond a living wage, because beyond a living wage is where our families can thrive too. We know when it works for our students, it works for our families. And so that's what we're looking to do. They also want us to work on compensation and infrastructure and better facilities, stronger technology, more opportunities for athletics and fine arts and well-rounded opportunities both inside and outside the classroom. Our facilities need work. There has not been a major investment in the facilities in La Jolla ISD in over 30 years, and our community is calling for that type of work from this administration. And so our 5 strategic priorities have really launched on what our community says that they want from us, and that is excellent leaders. They were very clear. Campuses thrive when there are great principals at the helm. Without great principals, schools don't move. And so we're making an investment in our campus leaders, but also in our central office leaders. Everybody is a leader. We want empowered graduates, and that means that we need grade level instruction every day, every classroom, every student. We need student supports both inside and outside the classroom. We need to make sure that our kids are getting a world-class education every single day, whether it's in electives, whether it's in a CTE class, or whether it's in core academics. We need to make sure that every student is supported to achieve academically. We need our children to be thriving students. That means we need extracurricular activities. That means we need the arts. That means we need music. That means we need athletics. That also means that we need wraparound services. We need to make sure that our students who are struggling socially, emotionally, behaviorally also have the ecosystem of supports that they need. We need community trust, unity, and partnership. Everybody knows that La Jolla ISD needs healing. We need to bring together our community to unify around what we love the most, and that's our children. And so over the next 5 years, we're gonna work so hard to make sure that we come together as one district, the Jewel, and we're gonna make La Jolla unified again. And then we're gonna make sure that every dollar gets spent fiscally responsibly and goes to where it needs to go, which is to our students, to our employees, and in the classroom, and to improved infrastructure, where the dollars are supposed to go. And we're gonna be fiscally responsible, and we're gonna achieve operational excellence by being transparent with our community as to where the dollars are going, as that's what they deserve from us. And so again, I've given each of you a packet, a press packet of what the plan is. And so again, just walking you through each one of these, and I'll be brief. So the way that the plan is laid out is what the initiatives are for each one of the priorities. So we have our aligned initiatives, what we're going to accomplish, and then how we're going to hold ourselves accountable. And so for priority 1, it's everything from elevating our principals to establishing pipelines, because we want to develop talent within La Jolla ISD. And so then you'll see on the right our measurable outcomes, how we'll hold ourselves accountable as a leadership team, how I will hold myself accountable as a superintendent, and how we will then make those things public along the way. This isn't a 5-year plan where we get to the end and then we show it at the end. We're gonna have dashboards, data along the way where we show the public how we're making movement on each one of these priorities and each one of these initiatives throughout the 5 years. Sometimes a strategic plan is developed and it sits on a shelf. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna actually keep it alive and well and have initiative owners, and we're gonna have the data be transparent 3 times a year, beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year at board meetings, so that everyone sees. And then it's gonna be on our website with data dashboards so that everyone can see how we're making progress. Priority 2 is again structured in the same way. Our aligned initiatives, everything from high quality curriculum to strengthening college credit and credentialing opportunities, to redesigning CTE to make sure that we have the right CTE pathways so that our students are actually prepared for careers that not only exist now, but careers that are coming. We have to begin to forecast as a district, not only what the Texas Workforce Commission says our kids need right now, but what's coming in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, in the next 20 years. And we have to be the innovative district that provides those career pathways. And again, our measurable outcomes. Priority 3, thriving students. Again, our aligned initiatives, everything from expanding athletics and fine arts to building a district-wide support system for our families. What does that ecosystem look like? To also expanding campus models. Right now, our parents are telling us large comprehensive high schools aren't for everybody. Maybe there's other models that we can explore as a district. But again, we won't make those decisions on our own. That'll be a decision that our community makes and lets us know what they want so that we can innovate on their behalf. And again, the measurable outcomes are there for the public and for you to review. Priority 4, community trust, unity, and partnership. This starts with just how we show up. How do we participate and engage with community? How do we interact with our community partners? How do we engage with parents? And so that's everything from creating structure to elevate parent and community voice, to also making sure that our campus leaders, our principals, are engaging with parents. Because making sure that our parents feel heard and seen on campuses is just as important as how I show up as a superintendent. If our parents don't feel taken care of at the campus, all my work as a superintendent is for naught. So we've got to make sure that it lives and breathes at the campus as well as at central office. And again, our measurable outcomes. And then lastly, priority 5, everything from equitable use of facilities and transportation to launching a facilities master plan where we do an assessment of all of our facilities so that we can make smart decisions about what we need to do moving forward to make sure that we're being efficient and effective with the use of our facilities, to actually thinking about compensation models, and lastly, making sure that we are always legally, financially compliant with what we need to do with our dollars. And so again, our measurable outcomes are there for the public and for you, City Council, to review. Lastly, and most importantly, this is my favorite part, is our portrait of a graduate. This was designed for our students, and with our families. And so La Jolla students are going to graduate self-confident, strong communicators, independent thinkers, disciplined leaders, problem solvers, and adaptable and resilient. This is what our parents and families told us they wanted us to graduate our students with these skills and dispositions. But more importantly, this is what our students told us they want. This is what our kids told us. We want you to graduate us with these skills. This is what we need in order to be successful in college and in the workplace. My student advisory council was very vocal, very active, and held me very accountable to making sure that I lifted up their voice here. And so our portrait of a graduate is exactly what we want our kids to graduate like now and in the future. And so this is my engagement timeline as the superintendent, to engage to make sure that all of the community is aware of our work now and moving forward for the next 5 years. And so I stand before you, engaging, open, willing to answer any questions that you may have of me and my team. And it will continue throughout the year to make sure that we are level setting, tweaking as we need to make sure that we're meeting constituents' needs and stakeholder needs throughout the process. And so I thank you for your time. I thank you for your partnership, and I am open to answer any questions if need be. I know it's a presentation. I don't know if you're allowed to ask questions, but I thank you so much for your partnership.
Well, thank you for being here. This was very, very informative. Any comments, anybody? We can make a comment, maybe. No questions,
I
so.
just want to thank you. I've been hearing a lot of very good comments about La Joya ISD, so thank you for doing a great job, you along the board and all that. You have a lot of friends that work in that area, so thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And congratulations on that renewal.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. That speaks volumes.
It does.
It
Thank you
does.
so
It really
much.
does.
I'm very grateful to the board. They are great partners in this work.
Mayor,
Thank
I'd
you.
like to say a few words.
Sure.
I'd be remiss if I didn't, right? I'm a proud La Joya ISD employee, have been for quite a while, and I just seen such a big difference since what was and what is, and I look forward to all the changes, and I thank you for coming. I think that the City of Mission is really unique. We've always said that the City of Mission is home to 3 school districts, and so we have Sherryland ISD, Mission ISD, and La Joya ISD, and we really hope to see in the future a bigger and better collaboration whenever we have our events. I want to make sure that La Joya ISD is also invited so that we can be one big happy family.
Yes.
Absolutely. We'd
That'd
be
be
more than excited to participate in any way
Yes.
that we can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. The next item on our agenda is the report from our EDC.
Mayor, City Council, Tecla Garcia, CEO of the Mission Economic Development Corporation. Just want to say one thing, as we heard from the doctor there from La Joya, that their board chair is also on the board of the Mission EDC, Julian Alvarez, and we thank him for his work on both boards.
Yes.
Okay, so just want to go through our activity report for you, Mayor, and we can start with the slideshow. I can use this, right? Okay, great. Just another update on the META Scholarship. As you can see the numbers there, there's over 1,000 scholars to date. 67% of the participants are degree holders, and 680 scholars have at least one degree. 384 awards will be distributed this year, which I think is our all-time high for the several years that we've been doing this. And then 186 new of those 384, or pardon me, no, let me back up. 186 are new and 196 are returning. So this has been a very successful program, thanks to previous groups and administrations that got together to make this happen. It got off to a slow start, but now this is really proving to be successful. And if you look at Mission's census numbers, you can tell that we're trending up on degree holders in this community, not just for educational attainment on the 4-year level, but also on the 2-year level. In fact, we're close to, if you include people with associate's degrees in Mission, along with other higher degrees, we're close to 40% of our population over age 25 that has a degree. And that's really saying something. That's head and shoulders above many other communities in this region. Our downtown assistance program, we just cut off the application period, and this year we nearly doubled the amount of applications that we had last year. We will award 6 businesses with the funding that we have. We say the awards are up to $25,000 per application. Most apply for the full 25. And if you recall, this was the old facade program, and we decided to do like a 2.0 on this program because it wasn't just facades that needed help in these buildings. They needed structure and building help and all kind of assistance. So we made it there. We had a really successful program last year. We look forward to finishing out. We'll come back to you once we make those awards here in the next month or so. Our Business Over Breakfast event, this is a quarterly event that we have at the Seed Building. We've had all kind of different topics to discuss. And this particular time, we thought we could kind of focus back locally on a business that's moving into Mission and also moved into the Seed Building. They have like an extension of their headquarters inside the Seed Building. They took one of our largest business suites and made it their own. And they have about 6 to 9 people working there in and out. And that's because they have such a big presence in the western part of Hidalgo County. They thought they could really use a spot to work from. So they're there almost, there they are on a daily basis. Sometimes it's just a couple of folks, sometimes it's close to a dozen that work out of there. And so we're really proud to have them there. Of course, they came here and they mentioned to you that they would open 1 store, possibly 2 in the next several years. So looking forward to our relationship with juniors. We went to Laredo for the Pathways for Trade Conference. The Pathways for Trade is Laredo's biggest conference of the year to obviously emphasize trade. Laredo, the Port of Laredo, which includes the airport, 4 vehicle bridges and 2 rail bridges, does about 320, last year they did about $320 billion in trade. And that's about $80 billion more than the Port of Houston did, and in terms of valuation. So they are North America's busiest port in terms of valuation. And one of the things we talked about when we were there was more integration between the Valley and Laredo. And but we were there in front of about 300 local and regional business folks to talk about trade, and we were able to introduce a keynote speaker and also have a table and then also a small booth there inside the Laredo Country Club where the conference was held. Laredo's a monster, and there's more and more trucks moving between here and Laredo, so we need to be cognizant of that and how we can facilitate trade. They've got 2 more bridges that are under construction, but in the meantime, they're using the valley because their bridges are saturated. So we see more and more traffic between here and Laredo, and Laredo's also uses the Port of Brownsville quite a bit, so they move goods from there and back and forth from Brownsville. We did a ribbon cutting for one of our Ruby Red winners with the Chamber of Commerce, Consuelo Behavioral Health Services, that has 4 licensed therapists and other folks that work in their facility. A real nice place, and we're glad to go out there and celebrate, their victory in terms of being a small business that was able to use the funding to improve their facility. And also, I think they hired a couple of folks, I'm not sure, but they're using the funding for all sorts of things they need at the facility and for marketing and other purposes. So we're really happy to go there and see the success that these program winners are having. One last thing, just want to mention, and this is something that probably y'all keep up with, but just want to mention to you the City of Mission schedule of total tax collections, talking about sales tax here. As you can see there, we have a chart for year-to-date annual with the last 3 months estimated there. We expect to be over 29 million this year in collections. That's the left-hand column. I think we'll be up to maybe 29.1 or 29.2 when it's all said and done. We get the real numbers. But that'll be, even if it's at 29.047 as the estimate there is from Joe, given the trajectory of growth, that'll be the most admissions ever done. I was hoping we'd get to 30 million. We have not experienced the growth that we have in the last couple of years, although 5% is nothing to joke about. Previous, we were at 8 and 11 and 15%. So we have slowed a little, but we're still in record territory. We hope to get to that 29 million plus. So we'll let you know. We'll come back with a report, but I think that's something to be proud of. Next year, you'll hear that in our budget. We anticipated we'll have 3% growth as we see some of the effects of the tariffs and a little bit of a slowdown, but it's still growth. There's lots of cities in Texas, and especially around the country, that are not experiencing growth. We are, so we're definitely fortunate, but you can see there that the bottom line for us looks good. I want to share, I think that completes our report, Mayor,
Thank you.
Council, and if there's any questions or comments, that we entertain those right now.
All good news. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay. The next item is the presentation by Mr. Cervantes on the native plant recognition program. You have some fans.
We have some supporters, yes. So good afternoon, Mayor and City Commission, City Council. Like I mentioned during the workshop, the goal is to establish a program based on the city of Louisville, so where they recognize that they have a committee and they recognize properties with native plants. So the properties that are successful in going to the program, for enforcement is hands off, right? So I just have some pictures to show you from Louisville. So there's a proud owner there, and she got her designation. She gets a sign. Another proud owner. A very happy owner in Louisville with her native plants and her sign. And that's their logo that they have over there. So once we have our ad hoc committee, we will be working on guidelines. We will be working on a logo for Mission. There's talk about reaching out to the students at UTRGV, the art program, for help with our logo to make it mission related. So we spoke with the official from Louisville that manages this program, and we asked them for the addresses of the properties that have this designation. So he had sent us a list. So we looked them up on Google Maps. So here are some of the properties. So some of them have the sign. So it can be, as you can see, it can be very attractive to the community. But the owner gets the native plants and doesn't have to worry about code enforcement.
Okay.
And I've been working with Ms. Mackenzie on this program, and so I don't know if I think she would like to, I think she's all smiles, and I think she would like to say a few words.
Sure.
Yes.
I'm sorry? Oh, okay, okay. Okay, yes. If you just state your name and address for the record.
Okay, my name is Mackenzie Feldman, and I live in Edinburgh, so you want my full address?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
But we were here, I think a lot of you were here almost 2 years ago. We came to support our friend Betty after her yard got mowed over with her native plants, and it's been a real honor to get to work with the City of Mission for almost 2 years now to come to some sort of consensus about how we can work together and both meet the needs of the city and hear the concerns from residents, and then also celebrate and honor our native plants and figure out how we can promote native plants in the city. So it's been great. I think that this proposal for the project, we're all very supportive, and we have a whole bunch of volunteers that are ready to come in and help with it. And so just thank you for hearing about it, and thank you so much for all your hard work. We had a lot of meetings with South Padre Island, with Louisville, and other experts to hear about what has worked and what hasn't. So it's been really carefully planned for a while.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else from Sun?
I've got several for native plants.
Okay.
Claudia Aguirre.
You would just
Everybody.
state your name and address for the record.
Claudia Certuche de Aguirre. I live in Mission, 130 Rio Grande Drive in Cimarron. Can I do it in Spanish or has to be in English?
You can, yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
I was not planning on saying anything, so it's better for me if it's in Spanish. Is
That's
that
okay.
okay? Tengo tiempo queriendo interesarme y aprender sobre esto. Fue como di con ellos. Me parece que es un programa que tenemos que considerar seriamente. Creo que hay muchas razones y la principal para mí es la falta de agua. Plantas como estas no requieren de tanto mantenimiento, no requieren de tanta agua y además son eco-friendly, o sea, atraen a los animales que también son nativos a la región. Yo lo quiero hacer, por eso estuve hablando con ellos y por eso me enteré de esta reunión y simplemente vine a decir que apoyo la idea y que me gustaría mucho que la ciudad también lo hiciera. Habemos muchas personas, no soy la única, hay más gente que está interesada, pero no pudieron asistir y sería mucho mejor que esto se hiciera a través de ustedes, porque así se le daría un orden, una guía, una forma y no cada quien estemos haciendo lo que se nos ocurre que podemos hacer. Entonces creo que es importante que la ciudad se involucre y sería beneficioso para todos, para nosotros, poder tener a alguien que nos lidere, que nos dé una guía, que nos diga por dónde, qué se puede, qué no se puede, poderlo hacer de la manera correcta. Y a ustedes, lógicamente, por la misma razón les conviene estar involucrados y tener esto con un poquito de control. Y me parece que también podríamos hacer que Mission sea la ciudad que sea el líder en este sentido, que sea una ciudad que promueve este tipo de progreso y que sea un ejemplo para otras comunidades en la región. Entonces, les pido que lo consideren y que lo apoyen porque ahí vemos muchas personas que queremos que suceda. Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Betty Pérez.
Thank you for having us, and I just want to ditto what Claudia said in English, but I won't repeat it. I just think it is great progress, and it is good for our city. It'll cool it down. We'll get more trees, hopefully. We'll use less water, and as she said, it's great to be up there with Louisville and South Padre. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Desi Romero.
Desi Romero, I'm from Edinburgh. I just want to say thank you for considering this, supporting this native plant project. It's going to really help beautify the city of Mission, and it's going to help the city as a whole really lower the use of water for gardens, because you all have a lot of homes here. So the more water smart plants are out there, it's going to help you all with your water needs. And so hopefully y'all can support it.
Yes. Thank you, Desi. Okay. Thank you so much. The next item is the departmental reports. Those are in our packets. Are there any questions or comments or motion?
I'm going to approve the departmental reports as presented to us.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to accept the departmental reports as presented. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 5-0. And I take there's not anybody else signed up for citizens participation? Okay, so we're gonna move on to public hearing. Actually announcements is first. Do we have any announcements at this time? This is, okay,
I have something to say.
okay.
Hi, good afternoon. I had the distinct pleasure on Saturday to attend my alma mater elementary school, Pearson Elementary. They celebrated their 70th anniversary, and I got to see my principal that was back in the day. I won't say my age, but it was really nice that the school had so many past leaders be around still to talk about the many memories that we've had throughout the years. And so I just wanted to give a big shout out to Pearson Elementary for the great work they've done on educating our youth and having them go places. So thank you.
And congratulations to them on the 70th
70th
anniversary.
anniversary.
Very good, very good. Mr. Baca?
No comments, ma'am. Thank you.
JP?
Yes, Mayor, I just want to go on and invite the public that 9/11 Remember Memorial at the Fire Department is going to be taking place on Thursday, September 11th at 9 a.m. at the Central Fire Station, which is located on 415 West Tom Landry. Also on Sunday, the March for Childhood Cancer Awareness event at our Mission Event Center, September 14th at 7 p.m. Also, if I may, Mayor, I want to tell the public that we're going to be closing down Bryan Road tomorrow from Business 83 to 495. So we're asking our residents to look for another alternative, which is the Mayberry Road or Stewart Road, and also to plan accordingly. I know those roads are going to be very congested. We're doing this to expedite the project and shorten the construction by 6 months. So we want to minimize the impact to our citizens and expedite the project by shortening it by 6 months. So I want to ask the public to be patient. It's going to be a beautiful project after we finish. We're going to be installing water and sewer lines and also a drainage detention pond in the area to alleviate some of the flooding that we have on that area. And that's all I have. Thank you.
And also some fire hydrants?
Yes, thank you. As you all know, we had a fire the beginning of the week. We're going to be adding a lot more fire hydrants. They're going to be spaced out at every 300 feet. So our fire department has been very collaborative with us. Our emergency crews will be readily available for during construction. So we're asking our citizens to have a peace of mind that our safety and also our emergency coordinators and emergency teams will be also available at all times for our citizens during the construction events. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just actually, Mayor, one more event. So this is with our Animal Control Department. We have an adoption event at Pet Supply Plus on September 20th from 12 to 4 p.m. for anybody that's interested.
Okay, thank you. No comments? No comments?
No comment.
Okay. All right, now we'll go into public hearing. And the first item is the proposed property tax rate.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, and ACMs. This is a public hearing on the 2025 proposed property tax rate. The notice of the tax year proposed tax rate for the city of Mission was published in the Progress Times on August the 29th, 2025. The proposed 2025 tax rate is 0.5580 per $100 evaluation. The public hearing is given the opportunity for the citizens to speak out on the proposed tax rate.
Okay, is there anyone here that would like to speak in reference to the tax rate as posted? Is there anyone online?
With those resolution number 2009-17 and order number 57-9 for item number 18.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to accept the consent agenda items as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 5-0. Next item is adopting our budget for 2025-26. Mr. Garcia.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, JP. So we're here to basically to adopt the fiscal year 25-26 annual budget. So total appropriations allocated to each budget are as follows. The general fund budget is total appropriations of $69,408,887. Utility fund budget of $27,076,565. the golf course fund budget of $2,053,909, our capital golf course fund of $49,797, our solid waste fund budget of $10,184,578, our event center fund budget at $1,127,981, our group of special revenue fund budgets for a total of $20,352,984, our group health fund budget of eight staff and assistant city managers recommend approval, and of course, this was compiled over months of working directly with our departments as well as our city council during workshop.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Any questions?
I would just like to thank all of you for your hard work and on the budget, staff, and just so, thank you.
We appreciate that. Thank you very much to everybody.
Okay. Any other comments or questions, concerns? A motion?
Mayor, I move to adopt the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget for the City of Mission as presented, which will raise more revenue from property taxes than last year's budget.
All right.
And so at this time, we'll also request a record vote from every place, please.
I need a second.
Second.
Okay, and there's a second, so we'll take the record vote. Ms. Ortega?
Aye.
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 Okay. 5-0. Motion passes. Next item.
Yes, Mayor.
Well, I'm sorry, that was ordinance number 5710. Okay. All right, next item.
Yes, Mayor, that's up. No, what was that? I'm sorry.
Where was the number 20?
No, the other one,
Oh, yes, that's right.
it was just a public hearing, so now we're actually going to act on it.
Yes, that's correct. So item number 20, approval of ordinance adopting the 2025 tax rate. The tax rate for the fiscal year 25-26 is 0.5580, approximately 56 cents per $100 of property valuation, so 0.5580. In addition to establishing the tax rate, this ordinance does provide a $10,000 exemption for the elderly, $10,000 exemption for the disabled, and the city will also continue the tax freeze established in 2005 for the elderly and disabled, ensuring the total amount of ad valorem taxes paid will not increase. So this item is the adoption of the property tax rate for fiscal year 25-26. The proposed total tax rate, again, is 0.5580 per $100 valuation, which exceeds the no new revenue tax rate of 0.5349 per $100 of evaluation, and will raise more revenue from property taxes than last year. The rate consists of two components. That's the maintenance and operations rate of 0.4823 per $100 of valuation, and the interest and sinking or debt service rate of 0.0757 cents per $100 of valuation. One thing that I do want to clarify to the council and to everybody here today is that although the tax rate does state and the language does state that we will be increasing the tax rate, the state really mandates that we place that, we place it using that specific statement, right? So ultimately, the city will be holding the tax rate constant. So last year, we were also at 0.5580. The tax rate has not changed itself. So the only great thing and positive thing is actually that we've seen a lot of development, right? And just as Mr. Teclo Garcia had commented, you know, we've been seeing a lot of sales growth and a lot of development in the city. So a lot of the increased in appraised values have allowed us to capture a little bit, basically a little bit more additional revenue that the city can use to provide city services to the public, right? So it definitely allows us to be able to serve the public with a little bit of a better growth. So that's one thing that I do want to clarify, that the tax rate is remaining the same. Of course, the language that we use is required by state law to do so, but all of the increase was attributable to an increase of valuation. And so now I'll take if you would like to take a motion, or if there's any questions on that.
Are there any questions, concerns, or discussion, or a motion?
Mayor, I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of the tax rate of 0.5580, which is effectively a 4.3% increase in the tax rate.
Second. There's a motion and a second.
And so,
This will give us a raise more in revenue from property taxes than last year.
yes, that's correct. And so we'll now take a record vote. So as required by Texas Tax Code, we do have to mention the maintenance and operations tax rate and the INS tax rate. So we're gonna have to take two separate votes on the M&O and on the INS. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take the first vote for the maintenance and operation tax rate, which in this case was 0.4823, which is a portion of the 0.5580 property tax rate.
And the sinking rate is what?
And the sinking rate is 0.0757. And together they add to the main tax rate of 0.5580.
Okay, so we need two motions.
Yes.
One for the M&O and then the sinking. Okay, so,
Aye.
Aye.
wait, we need a.
Well, we
motion.
can take a roll vote. So we took the motion to actually pass
Both
the-
rates?
Yes, the
Okay.
total tax rate. So really what we need is just two tax roll votes. Yes, yes,
You need two votes.
yes.
One
One for the
motion.
M&O and one for the INS.
Wouldn't you need two motions?
You have them in the same item, though, right?
Yes. And it's just to distinguish.
To approve both and then just take separate roll call votes for each M&O and for the.
I'd rather just do two motions. I think it's cleaner.
Okay, so
Yeah.
two motions for the same.
So the,
No, one motion to adopt the M&O and the other motion to adopt the
so
sinking.
definitely, so the property tax motion that was provided is required by state law, so we do have
Yes.
to stick to that specific motion.
Okay,
So if we can take the two record votes just for
Okay.
clarity, or you can take two additional motions.
So it's a total of 3?
If you want to take two additional motions, it would be a total of 3 motions. But we do have to adopt
Whatever
that
y'all wanna
language.
do.
You could state the separate.
Well, I move to adopt the maintenance and operations M&O rate of 0.4823 for 100 valuation.
Second.
all right. There's a motion and a second, and I will take
And
the
then take a
record
roll
vote.
vote.
Aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0 unanimously. All right.
And we can do the
Again,
INS.
Yeah, and I move to approve the interest and sinking IAS debt service rate of 0.0757 for $100 valuation.
There's a motion
Second.
and a second. We'll take a record vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
5-0, motion passes.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. And that was, those are two ordinance numbers, 511 and 512? It's just one ordinance?
It's just one ordinance.
Okay.
In the ordinance, the two should be listed separately.
Okay.
Andy, the ordinance has the M&O and the.
Yes,
tax rate
they're
separate in the
broken
same
up.
ordinance?
Yes, they're on the same orders, but for clarity, because we are required to pass that main motion, so if we can take a roll vote on the property tax together, because we were gonna do the property tax with the 2 roll votes, but since you wanna do the 3, that's fine, but if we can do, and I'll make the motion, and if somebody just wants to proceed with that, it would be, I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 0.5580, which is effectively a 4.3% increase in the tax rate.
We
I
already
think
did
I had
that.
already made the motion. We just need to go
To vote.
the ayes.
Yes.
Okay. all right,
Yeah,
so
it's
you
already
had-
been a motion and everything.
you
So,
had,
aye.
okay.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Too many ayes, Andy.
Too many.
And it's one ordinance.
One ordinance, number 5711. All right.
I move to pay.
Item number 21. Mr. Gatz, yeah.
Good afternoon again, Teclo Garcia, CEO of the Mission Economic Development Corporation. Number 21, Mayor, approval of a tax increment reinvestment zone, the updated final project and finance plan. As you can see, the bullet statements there, I'm going to just do a quick summary. The The TERS, the Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone number 1, which is the only TERS zone in Mission, is required to have an updated finance and project plan. About 2 years ago, when I came into the role, that was one of the first things that was on the order of business, is to update the plan, both of those plans, because they had not been updated for several years. So we hired a consultant to help us do that. We went through the plan, went through several iterations. We hired a financial advisor to crunch the numbers for us. We had several meetings, put this before the TERS board once all the work was complete, and of course they approved of the updated final project and finance plan. This has nothing to do with any bond issuances or other projects going forward. This is just with the funding that the TERS receives on a regular basis from the city and the county. This project and finance plan has to do specifically with that pocket of funding. And so everything, again, was checked out by the board and agreed upon. And of course, we have to come before the council for ratification. And so that's item number 21.
Okay, are there any questions or discussion? A motion?
What are some of the projects?
Some of the projects, for instance, are, Mr. Plata, are like a sewer line that we're running from Sherry Road to Bryan Road. JP, that project is called, I can't remember the name of the project, but it's the sanitary sewer line that is being built because of the overflow in that area, correct?
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Teclo. So we have several projects through TERS. TERS is another avenue, resource that helps us construct on our industrial area and also in our commercial area. And of course, that sewer line, it's all for a residential area also. It's about, I want to say, about 150 acres that is getting of sewer in the area between Bryan and Sherry Road and Business 83 to the expressway. That project is an 18-month project. We're adding another 24-inch line, sewer line, that is going to be connecting on Bryan Road at the lift station that we have there. That's a $2.5 million project that is going to be helping tremendously, and also in the area that is getting developed aggressively. Also, they have sponsored us to rehab some of our water tanks, and also to rehab some of our water lines and water plants. And also we have other projects in Tierra Dorada that TERS is also sponsoring us on sewer. So we should finalize those lift stations in Tierra Dorada hopefully before the end of the year. And also there's more projects in the list that is going to be taking place in the near future, and that TERS is going to be sponsoring us on those projects.
Mr. Plata, one also thing to add to the answer to your question is that these plans can be amended, but the board is encouraged and the staff is encouraged to stick to the plans at hand and not just spend whenever they want to spend extra money on a project. Has to come before the board, and if it's a project that's not on the plan, then the board has to amend the plan to include that new project.
So is there a way y'all can send us a list of that project with the total dollar amount?
Yes, of course. Yes, we can do that.
I think if we as a council have it.
Yes, sir, we can do that. As soon as we can send it first thing in the morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any other discussion? Did I have a motion?
I so move, Mayor, to approve the tax increment revenue on updated financial project and financial plan.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the updated financial, final project and finance plan for TERS. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council.
Mayor, can I'd like to say something to Mr. Teclo.
Sure.
I know that it's been a while, but we once met with your board and all of us together, and I really found that Saturday all morning was very insightful and very informative, and I would like for that to take place again,
Okay.
hopefully soon, because I think if we collaborate together and we network amongst each other, we'll together move mission forward.
Yes, of course. We can definitely start working on to put that together. There's nothing like getting about 35 people's schedules in line. But no, it was a great idea. I think that it had some benefits, obviously, from the last time we met. So for sure, we'll start working on that.
Thank
I
you.
think with so much growth, I would like to see we can meet every 6 months. I know it's hard, but I know they like meeting on Saturday, so I don't mind, I guess.
No, the mayor has mentioned that already, and so we'll be happy to start working on it and try to pick a Saturday here in the near future where we can meet, for sure.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, Becky.
Mhm.
Okay, next item.
Yes, ma'am. Number 22, approval of ordinance, and we'll get that number in a minute, adopting the Mission Economic Development Corporation fiscal year 2026 annual budget. Our approach, Mayor and City Council, to the Mission EDC budget was to have a static budget without growth in appropriations. And our goal was to keep that even. We did better than that. Our regular appropriations were down several $100,000 compared to last year's budget. However, we are in the midst of a bond issuance, and with that bond issuance, there's going to be about a $700,000 or $800,000 payment in this coming year. So that's the anomaly to our budget. If you add that to our regular budget, we'll be about $400,000 to $500,000 higher than last year's budget. But it's only because of that payment. We contracted our regular spending to try to accommodate that. And so I think that we have a very conservative, a very static budget going forward. Our appropriations are up a little bit for next year, and so we think we will be able to handle the bond payments and our regular operations as we did the year before.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, discussion?
Mayor, I move to approve. the
Second.
adopting The Mission Economic Development fiscal year 2026 annual budget.
Okay, and that would be ordinance number 5712. All in favor say aye.
Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0.
Yes, thank you again, Mayor, City
Okay,
Council.
next item.
Yes, number 23, approval of ordinance adopting the Mission Economic Development Authority fiscal year 2026 annual budget. As you know, the Mission EDA is the legacy organization to the Mission EDC. We have a total appropriations for the authority of $600,000. This is essentially renewal to the last year's budget. We don't anticipate any real changes in that budget unless some sort of real estate deal happens or something of that nature takes place. But in terms of appropriations, it is a static deal compared to last year. And so our staff and assistant city managers recommend approval.
Is this the entity that holds the assets, right?
It doesn't have any assets left now after several years, but it does have a little bit of land. It has the 88 acres on the south end of town. And Joe, do we have any other assets besides the 88, the land here in downtown? Right. Yes.
And which one is the entity that holds the funding for the scholarships? Do we have one?
The funding for the scholarship is held by the SDC.
Okay. We get the money.
Yes.
Give money to them.
Just in the-
We tried to get it back,
We just have to
that didn't
keep
work.
reminding to give out the scholarships. So that's what they've done. The staff's done a really good job in getting that done.
I wonder how much money is left. I mean,
Oh, it's a lot.
Well, I
It's-
believe, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong here, all the scholarship appropriations have been done from the interest of that
From the
account. Is that
interest.
correct?
Yeah,
So the
so
principal is,
Yes, sir.
it's still like $3
$3 million or
$3
something.
million, yeah.
and that's whenever we dissolve the entity, right, that we get the money.
Correct.
And just one more question, and what are the qualifications for people to apply for that? Do they have to be citizens of residence of Mission?
Yes, sir, that's correct. Yeah, and it's not just for a degree. People could get certifications, take classes, And the staff at ADC was been very flexible to work with the folks who have been applying for that scholarship.
Thank you.
Okay.
I guess good to know.
Yes. Okay, is there a motion?
I so move.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the budget for 2026 for MEDA. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, and that's ordinance number 5713. And item number 24.
Yes, ma'am. This is to authorize mayor to execute a First Amendment to reimbursement agreement between the City of Mission and the Mission Economic Development Corporation related to the Sherry Municipal Golf Course improvements. On, just to give you a little bit of background that's there, just read through it. On August 28th, 2024, the MEDC Board approved golf course improvements project funding as the budget process in the amount of $250,000. The MEDC is requesting a First Amendment to reimbursement agreement for the allocation of additional funds in the amount of $65,000. The municipal golf course will utilize the additional funds for the construction of restrooms. Attached is the First Amendment to the reimbursement agreement. The MEDC Board approved the First Amendment to reimbursement agreement at its board meeting on August 21st, 2025. And the staff and assistant city managers recommend approval. Just before any other, Mayor, any other question or discussion, I'd like to ask Mr. Garcia if he wants to add anything to that.
Yeah, no, that's about it. We appreciate the MEDC providing assistance with that, so we're currently gonna be going out for the bid process to be able to get those restrooms completed from that. But I do want to thank the MEDC for all the support that they've provided to the city as it pertains to the new development that we have out there at Sherry Golf Course. So thank you all.
Are these gonna be in the area where the lights was installed?
So this is actually gonna be, yes, it's gonna be in the back area. It's a little bit closer to where Lions Park is because a lot of people can't reach a restroom from that area. The closest one is right there by Mayberry as you're crossing across from the clubhouse. So it'll give and on top of that, it's gonna alleviate a lot of constituent concerns too, because I know people have not been able to make it out there. That's all I can say right now.
Hey, consider the ages of the golfers, man.
I doubt it. So if you'll remember, there
hard to
used
hold
to
it.
be a bathroom facility in that area, but when we expanded the park, the park took it in. And so it left the golf course without a facility. So if there's any other discussion or questions or a motion?
I just hope that this can be used something to be a model for other restrooms that we do in other parks and everything. I mean, I know, but I'm asking for too much, but I mean, it's just from hand blower, dryers, and, you know, try whatever needs to be done to try to keep those restrooms clean.
Yes, sir.
At all times.
Yes, sir. I guess Public Works, I'm not who's doing it. We have a
MEDC
contractor.
did
We have a contract. Do we need to do another amendment already? And we just did one right now.
No, but we definitely will, we'll be doing that. So we do have a punch list for all of our restrooms to help improve cleanliness, but that's something that we're gonna make sure we keep track of.
I think it's important to use material that would help us to keep us clean, to where the odor doesn't get too penetrated, you know? I mean, I think a little bit of research on that can help to where we have something done very well at the beginning, and it will be less maintenance throughout the life of the.
Yes, sir. Yeah, well, we'll do whatever, the city team asks us to do. And so in this case, we want to make sure that the funding is sufficient for those bathrooms.
Okay. Is there
Do you need a motion?
Yes, please.
I'm going to approve for the amendment, the First Amendment.
All right.
$65,000.
There's a motion and a second to approve the First Amendment for reimbursement. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. 5-0.
Thank you, Mayor, Council.
Thank
Appreciate
you. Next item.
Mayor, Council, Mr. Terrazas. Approval of ordinance authorizing classified positions for the Mission Fire Department for FY 25-26. So as you know, we come every year to request to establish the classified positions. These have gone to this, before the Civil Service Commission and have been discussed both with fire and PD as we talk a little bit more about the positions. So the classified positions will remain the same from the prior year. So that's going to include 5 deputy chiefs, 7 captains, 22 lieutenants, 18 engineers, 57 firefighters for a total of 109, plus our fire chief for a total of 110. So,
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 5714, authorizing classified positions for Mission Fire Department, year 25-26. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item?
next item is approval of ordinance authorizing the base salaries and incentive packages for the Mission Fire Department. This of course was discussed during the meet and confer arrangements. Ms. Gerlach and Mr. Vela were part of that discussion, and in that discussion, we were able to establish an incentive package to revise the existing assignment pays and seniority pay for the Mission Fire Department, which is enclosed in that ordinance provided. And staff and assistant city managers recommend approval.
Okay, is there any questions?
I just would like for you to email us, maybe to the group, how much was there's been several changes, but how much was the final numbers for these 2 departments?
Yes,
I think I got it, but, I just wanna,
Because there was a lot of changes.
there was
yeah,
a lot
so
of
we can-
changes, so I
we
just
can
wanna
have
make
that.
sure that whatever we agree on, it is what we're going to do.
Yes, sir. So we'll go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mayor, I move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second, and to approve the base salaries and incentive package for Fire Department 25-26. That would be 5715, Ms. Anna?
Yes,
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously 5-0. Next item.
Next item is approval of ordinance authorizing classified positions for the Mission Police Department for FY 25-26. Again, similar to the fire department, the positions for the police department will remain the same. So that's going to include 6 lieutenants, 10 sergeants, 9 captains, 155 patrolmen, for a total of 155 patrolmen. And then separately, we have our 2 assistant chiefs and our 1 chief of police for a grand total of 183 between all peace officers.
Okay.
Staff and assistant city manager recommend approval.
Okay, is there any,
So from 155, for you going down with 183.
I think that there was an error on there on that bullet point where it says for a total of 155. It looks like they copied just the patrolman. So it's actually, should be 180.
46 plus 10 plus 9 plus 155 plus 2 plus 1 should total 183.
Yes. 155, 9, 10, 10, 9, 6 lieutenants, 10.
he's got.
So a total, it should be 180.
183.
180 plus 3, that's what it makes us a 180.
Yes, that's correct.
Because the 2 assistant chiefs and the chief.
And the 1 chief, and they include those separately because the deputy chiefs, or the assistant chiefs and the chief are not civil service.
Right.
Yes, thank you.
Mayor, I move to approve
Okay,
a grand total of 183.
all right. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second authorizing the classified positions for Mission Police Department fiscal year 25-26 for a total of 183 individuals. And that was ordinance number 5716. All in favor say aye.
There was a motion. There was a motion.
All opposed say no.
No.
Motion carries unanimously 5-0.
I mean to say yes.
Yes.
I'm voting for it.
Okay. Item number 28.
Yes, approval of ordinance authorizing the base salaries and incentive package for the Mission Police Department for FY 25-26. So similar to discussions that we had with the fire department, there were discussions that occurred with the police department's unions. And so collaboratively, they came up to the incentive package that has been included in the ordinance that's in front of you.
Okay,
Mayor, I move to approve.
all right.
Second.
There's a motion and a second authorizing the base salaries and incentive packages for Mission Police Department fiscal year 25-26, and that would be ordinance number 5717. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0. Okay, unfinished business, I don't believe there is any, and so the next item is executive session. Is there a motion to go into executive session? There's a
Second.
motion and a second to move into executive session. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. And a second?
Second.
And a second to go back into open session. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries. There's 4 of us in here. Okay, so on item number 1, I think you have the motion.
It is a motion to separate component and proceed with the lease agreement.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second. There's a motion and a second to proceed with the proposed severance agreement as discussed. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0, I'm sorry. On item number 2, it was regarding the appointment of co-interim city managers.
I'd like to make a motion to approve as discussed in executive session. How does it? Oh, yes. And so we are fortunate enough that the City of Mission is going to be put on the map this evening because we are going to have 2 amazing gentlemen that are going to be leading our city, and that is co-interim city manager JP Terrazas and also Andy Garcia.
Okay, is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to appoint JP Terrazas and Andy Garcia as co-interim city managers. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0. And the next item is in reference to the meet and confer agreement. May I have a motion?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve as discussed in executive session.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the meet and confer agreement between the City of Mission and the Mission Firefighters Association, International Association of Firefighters, Local 3609. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0. The next item is the item in reference to the service agreement between McAllen Public Utility and the City of Mission. What is your recommendation? Mr.
Yes, Mayor, if I may, my recommendation is to enter into a wholesale water agreement with the City of McAllen with a minimum volume of 50,000 gallons per day at a rate of $2.25 per 1,000 gallon.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the motion to approve the service agreement between the City of Mission and the McAllen Public Utility as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0. Next item. Is there action on this item? The Cimarron? No action, okay. And the last item, no, we don't have any action on the last item as well. All right. So there being no other business, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0. Thank you. Thank you.